was like when you go to an opera and you see the curtains go up and your welcoming committee, they were all there waiting for us. SS units with huge Dobermans and German Shepherds with submachine guns slung on their shoulder, and the man in a little striped outfit, a little cap, a jacket, and a pair of pants. You saw this picture before this morning. This is the outfits we wore. Was standing there and was yelling at us the two German words that I heard: raus, schnell, out, fast. Your brain isn't working. You are stuck to the floor in this mess that you're standing in. You're trying to find your little bundle because this is the only thing you've got. They say, don't worry about your bundles. You will get it. You'll get it delivered, but you'll get it later. And you're hustled down on this platform, and the selection begins. My mother with my little sister and my two little brothers and my grandfather and grandmother, they were immediately separated. They said, don't worry, you'll see them tomorrow. Those that cannot walk, there'll be a truck in the back. They'll take you to your place and you'll see them tomorrow. You see the deception they used. And everything was done in a time because they had to process the transport in a set time. And there was a SS officer with white gloves who was doing the selection, and this was a doctor. See, doctors have to swear the Hippocratic oath that they will do no harm. Well, these doctors, I'm sure they all swore that oath, but they did exactly the opposite. They were killing people, they were doing experiments on people without any anesthetic. And this doctor, Dr. Mengele, who was also called the Angel of Death, he did selections. He was always looking for twins because he was doing work on twins. He wanted to know how each German woman could have multiple births so the German Reich will last for 1,000 years. My father came in front of him and he was sent to the right. And then my uncle, he was sent to the right. And I came in front of him and he looked at me and he sent me to the right. I was 15 years old. And I remember my rest of my family walking away, made a left turn, and this was the last time we saw them. We were now in the clutches of an SS unit. We were ran into a barrack. They took away our clothes. They shaved our head and our body hair. And you heard about teeth. They checked out with gold crowns and gold fillings. And they yanked it out. And I thought, what is this? And we had to bend over and they looked in our rectum and they wanted to see if you're hiding anything in your body. It was so degrading. It was so shocking. It's like you fell into hell. We were put to a shower and we were taken into a barrack, naked, and we were put into these triple-tier bunks. And believe me, I felt really good to be able to lie down on wooden planks. I was dead beat. I was so tired. 5 of us in a layer, 5 and 5. And I guess I must have fallen asleep. It seemed like just a few minutes later, they're beating our bunks with these truncheons, and there's yelling, raus, schnell, out, fast. And we were taken out in front of the barrack, and this is what I saw. Oh, sorry. This is what I was looking at. This place is called Birkenau Auschwitz. I was probably standing somewhere here, and I'm looking at hundreds of barracks, stretching all the way there and here. There's a terrible stench in here. You don't know what it is. It smelled like, in my town where I came from, we had horses, and the horses were being taken to the blacksmith, and as they put on a hot shoe on the horse's hooves, it burned. So like a barbecue when meat is burning, was in the air, the smell. We didn't know. We saw chimneys with flames and smoke coming out. I'm looking at barbed wire fences with many people in striped office. I said, what am I doing here in this colony of convicts? I didn't do any crime. They brought us our first drink in this metal canister, men in their striped outfits. And this was the first drink I had. In 3 days, I had a few gulps of it when I took a shower, but they told us, don't drink this water because this is swamp water. So my father asked them, are we going to see our families today? This is what we were told. They were laughing at us. They said, don't you know where you are? Your families have gone through the chimney. This was the lingo here. Here you will die of starvation or beating. For sure you'll go to the gas chamber. And I remember the shock. And you know, there was no time to grieve. No goodbyes were said. We were given a tattoo number and a striped outfit. And we became slave laborers working for the German Reich. If you put this out, you don't know, all of a sudden you don't know who you are. They asked for farmers, and coming from a rural area, we knew farming. My father said we're all farmers, because he thought if we work on a farm, there would always be something to eat. We had no idea what this place was. And so 100 of us were marched down to Auschwitz I, which was a labor camp. And I arrived in Auschwitz I. Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out, you see a transport over here, a train, and these are the people that are being selected. My family made a left turn here. Gas chamber 1 and crematoria 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the pits where Hungarian bodies were being burned because the crematoria couldn't keep up with the gas chambers. And Dennis you saw a gas chamber here, and it was probably Majdanek. Well, these constructions held 2,000 people at a time. This place could kill 24,000 people a day, these 4. Can you imagine a mother with her 3 children and grandparents would go into a chamber and suffer a communal death with other people? Who can do this? These cultured, cruel Europeans. This is the entrance. You saw this, and these are transports. Here's a transport. They were selected. Look at this relaxed way these SS officers are standing here. They don't want to give you a hint that something terrible is going to hit you in a few minutes. And here is this doctor with his white gloves, and here is the gas chamber. Just a left turn here. And here's Auschwitz I. And this is where I spent 9 months. And 3 months more, I was on that march and in 3 other camps. And you see, these are brick barracks here, 3-story buildings. There were 28 of these buildings, holding about 1,500 people per building. And we had indoor plumbing here. This was really the 4 seasons of camps, because these were this was a military barracks of the Polish army, pre-World War II. And in fact, it was Polish officers and political prisoners that were brought here, and 75,000 of them, these were not Jews, 75,000 of them were shot in Block 11 at a fighting wall. So I'm coming here through this gate, and you heard about Arbeit macht frei. I kept thinking, what is this supposed to mean? That if I work really hard, and there was an orchestra playing music just inside this fence here. It was very strange. Can you imagine music? And you know, there was a men's orchestra here that was playing music when we were marching out to work. Can you imagine 30,000 people marching through this gate every morning to the different factories? So they played music, and you know, that music kept me alive. It was the only thing that was normal here. And when I came back at night, the music was playing again as we were marching through the gate. I could hear the music about a kilometer away, and I knew that our